But the big announcement is in Lordstown, Ohio. They're going to be selling that plant to Workhorse, it's called.
Workhorse stock has been in a slump lately, but on the back of a positive market sentiment and a broader market rally, the stock has gone up more than 12% just today. At the time of this video, it is all the way up to $18. So let's make sense of these recent movements of Workhorse and decide for ourselves whether or not it is a buy at these current levels, and also make some price predictions and find out some price targets for the future. If you are new here, my name is Sam and welcome to the channel. If you found this valuable, please press that like button. It will help out my channel a lot. Also subscribe if you want to see more updates on these companies. An overwhelming majority of you guys are not subscribed to the channel, so it would be awesome and I would appreciate it a lot if we change that. Now back to Workhorse. So for those of you that have followed Workhorse, it has been going through some very tough times last month. After reaching an all-time high of $30 back in mid-September, the stock slowly but surely plummeted down to a support level that has been proven to be very strong. Looking at the stock chart, it is around the $15 level. But why did this plummet happen in the first place? It is very simple in my opinion. Investors were expecting an announcement regarding the electric truck delivery deal Workhorse might have with the United States Postal Service. For every day passing by without any deal announcement, they started to lose hope, and when the contract decision turned out to be delayed until the end of the year, that really made the stock tumble. In addition to this, we also saw shortseller firm Fuzzy Panda Research make some different allegations towards Workhorse, with the main point being that the USPS contract is overblown and that Workhorse won't get it. But these claims weren't really verified, nothing really happened, and every sane investor should already know that Workhorse is not a blue chip stock which guarantees slow and steady capital appreciation. It is a speculative buy, obviously. So investors, me included, are now starting to think that maybe this huge sell-off was a bit too much. After all, the contract is still yet to be released, and recent bullish news about Workhorse were really swiftly ignored. In late October, Workhorse submitted its application to the Federal Aviation Administration for its horsefly drones. These are very important in the e-commerce last mile everyone is talking about, making it possible to get packages from warehouses to customers' doorsteps. They are cost-effective and environmentally friendly, but yet the stock didn't budge one bit after this news of the application. So with all this said, we can conclude one thing, that at least over the near term, Workhorse upside is highly reliant on a single catalyst, and that is the possible electric truck delivery deal with the United States Postal Service. For Workhorse, a deal with the Postal Service is obviously huge. For nearly every company, clients don't get much better than the government. And the issue isn't really the heft of the contract. After all, it is valued at $6 billion, meaning it would be a major coup for Workhorse, a company with a market capitalization of just $1.92 billion last time I checked. And scant revenue over the past several quarters don't really help make the case. So no, the question is whether or not this contract will happen or not. But guys, this company hasn't changed much from a month ago. ARK Invest is still invested in it. They still have $2 billion in pre-orders, and the merger was in fact approved. Literally the only thing we haven't gotten yet is the USPS contract, which sure is a huge deal, but a month and a half ago, when the stock price was over $30, the contract wasn't announced either. So sure, it does make me at least lose a tiny bit of hope when it's randomly delayed this long, but there could be so many different reasons for why this is, and I think the current share price has accounted for this. Even after the recent run-up, it is still down 40% from its last highs. So if you were even considering buying Workhorse back when it was at $30, I definitely think it is a buy at these current levels. And as for price predictions, as I said earlier, I think the future share price of Workhorse is heavily dependent on how this contract turns out. I personally think that if the contract happens, we are easily seeing levels of $30 plus. And if it doesn't come instantly as a response to the news, I think it will happen over time. Quite frankly, I wouldn't be surprised to see levels of $40 or more in the shorter term, meaning in less than a year. But if they don't get the contract at all, it will plummet for sure. And I would probably wait all the way to the low teens or even the single-digit prices before I decide to buy some more stock for the long term. This is because I would still love to have some Workhorse stock, just to have a share in all the major EV stocks and be prepared for this mega trend of environmentally friendly transportation. Now, as for the professional analysts, many brokerage firms have already submitted their reports for Workhorse stocks, with Roth Capital repeating the rating for Workhorse by listing it as a neutral. The predicted price for Workhorse in the upcoming period, according to Roth Capital, is $27 based on the research report they published on October 13th of the current year 2020. Oppenheimer, on the other hand, stated in their research note that they expect to see Workhorse reach a price target of $23, and the rating they have provided for Workhorse stock is outperformed, according to the report published on September 3rd, 2020. Roth Capital gave the rating of buy to Workhorse, setting the price target at $27 in the report published on July 13th. And now obviously these targets were set some time ago, but as I said earlier, not much has changed since then. And now that the stock has gone down so much, these targets both represent the possibility of some very nice profits and money to make if you're willing to invest into Workhorse. And another thing that can really make the stock rally isn't even that connected to the actual operational activity, but rather to the insane potential for a short squeeze in the stock. You see, right now the short volume of Workhorse is 34%, which means that there are insane amounts of money that are currently short on the stock. A short squeeze happens when a company with a high degree of short interest increases in price, which forces these short sellers to cover their short interest by buying actual shares, which in turn drives the price up and forces even more people to cover their positions by buying shares, potentially causing a huge run-up for the stock, which is Workhorse in this case. So there's obviously some great potential to upside, and my opinion is a bullish one on the stock. But with all this said, it is still important to remember that this is a speculative stock and that you make sure to only buy it if you have a healthy, diversified portfolio with stocks from different industries and with varying risk levels. And I'm just some guy on the internet, so make sure to do your own research before actually going out and using your hard-earned money to invest into the market. So that concludes today's video. Please give it a like if you enjoyed it. And as I said earlier, 95% of my viewers are not subscribed to the channel right now. So if you watched all the way to the end, then please make sure to do so. It really encourages me to work harder and provide more stock updates for you guys. And let's see if we can get to 1,000 subscribers before the end of this year. Thank you so much for watching, and I will catch you in the next video.